Yeah, chaga is known as the king of mushrooms. It's got the highest antioxidant we know of in any food, and it's got a lot of polysaccharides in it, which make it very anti-cancerous. We decided that a superfood like this coming from our own backyard could not be overlooked, and we're proud to have it available. So the one issue we had about harvesting chaga and selling it as a product was a sustainability issue with it, surrounding it. So the sustainability, it's just not quite as ready available, and there's also some very unsafe picking practices surrounded about the harvesting of chaga. But we've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of good people picking pine pollen that we realized we could get this from a safe, sustainable source. We decided to go to Northern Ontario, Northern Quebec, in a climate that is really cold. And generally, a lot of these climates that are colder have a lot of hormesis properties, like based on the fact that it's growing in a very very rough environment. It's going to produce more of those beneficial compounds in order for it to survive.
Yeah, the colder it is, the darker and the more melanin it has, which is the antioxidant
is the antioxidant property. So it's very sustainable. The areas we get the product, we get it from a really northern source where it's going to be very nutritionally dense, and we want to provide a product to people that they know is coming from a Canadian source that is very rural, and it's very clean, and it's also very sustainably picked. It's used as a tea. I mean, what separates our product, I guess, from most other people's product is we do not powderize it. I mean, the stuff we're selling right now is in small chunks. I steep it on the stove, and I leave it in a pot of water. I don't bring it to a boil. I bring it just about to a boil, and it'll yield a really dark brown tea. And this dark brown tea is obviously, it's got a lot of melanin in it. It's got a lot of other beneficial products in it. I consume that water, and then that tea, and then I'll add more water to it. And in general, you can yield quite a few batches out of this product. It's very dense. It's very potent. And a lot of times if you really want to get everything out of the product, you could actually use the remaining chaga that's not yielding any more tea out of it, and you can mix it up in a smoothie or whatnot, really, to get everything out of the product if you so choose. That's how it's consumed. A lot of times I'll add things to the chaga if I'm drinking. You can add some cocoa to it, you can add some other things to it, just in order to add some other nutrients to it to make it a really wide spectrum superfood drink.
Our hope is eventually to move into a harvest practice where we actually are able to regulate and contribute to the growth cycle itself. So work with the landowners to actually set up harvest sites where we can go in, inoculate the trees, and have a semi-wild process of inoculation, growth, and harvest, so that we can actually track where we're harvesting, how we're harvesting, and make sure that it's sustainable in the long run. At the present time, us staying a small batch, us working with harvesters that we are familiar with their area of picking, allows us to remain sustainable for the years to come. However, if there is any growth potential with it, it's going to come from us starting to get actively engaged in the growth cycle of the chaga itself. So all around, chaga is a really good forest sourced super food. It's considered a novel food with medicinal value, and it's a good preventative immune system enhancer and preventative to have. And what sets our chaga apart is the fact that it's we work with small batches and known harvest sites,
we can really trace our products.
It's the traceability aspect of the harvest. That's important.
If you got any more questions, reach out to our website. Tremendous source of information on that website of ours, and also check our videos out on YouTube.